Reached 5,000 subscribers, man. I want to say thank all y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here, man. Don't be selfish, man. Share me. Go ahead and like this and share and comment so the algorithm can push this so more people can get this content. But I appreciate y'all, man. Without further ado, let's get straight into the content.
This is light work. Come on, spill the tea, yeah.
This is a serious message to all light workers or people who believe in Christ consciousness. The spiritual warfare is getting very intense, and I know a lot of you feel incredibly exhausted right now. The ones in control of the world stage are amping up their antics, amping up their game plan, because they understand that more and more starseeds and indigo children are waking up. And if we reach a certain threshold and our energy encompasses Earth, it will cause a ripple effect in which everybody will start to wake up to the nonsense that is going on here. If you are a starseed that is working your ass off, I applaud you because this job is extremely exhausting, especially if you're doing similar work like me and you're actually spreading message. Your psychic attacks will come at you 10 times harder than the average person. But understand that this is your divine mission here. You know in your heart that you signed up to come here. A lot of humans are not here for the Starseed Indigo mission. Unfortunately, their souls were trapped here in this Earth matrix. But the ones that are here for this mission, you came down here and it's time to fulfill your end of the contract. Your spiritual team and Mother Earth is counting on you. The ones in control are amping up the attacks and creating more chaos because they can also energetically feel the shift that is on the precipice of coming through. Right now is what you can consider the calm before the major storm. So to play your part in being a good light worker, I suggest all of you do a protection prayer before bed. You can make up your own, or you can search up ones online or through a trusted spiritual guru, or even using ancient Hindu or Buddhist or Christian prayers. I'm also here to tell you that you should be very careful who you procreate with in the next coming years, in the next 5 years. Because although a person can have a human avatar, it doesn't mean the soul or the genetic composition of them is 100%.
You need to be careful who you procreate with, period. If these people are here, you never know what you're getting yourself into.
Human. This is where you get the reptile conspiracy theory from. If you procreate with the ones who have fallen angelic or Leviathan DNA in them, your offspring will likely, 90% of the time, be the likeness of the fallen angel. So do your due diligence and have clear discernment, because the next 5 to 10 years from now on Earth is going to be crazy. If you wish to learn more about your starseed mission, what is the difference between angelic human DNA and fallen angelic human DNA, how Earth became a prison matrix, you can find all of that information in my book, Made in God's Image, link in bio. Or you can book a personal one-on-one with me in which I will help you understand your mission better. But the overall message I want to give with this video is that you guys are doing a great job, because the fact that they're panicking and they're amping up things and they're trying to quicken the timeline means you're doing some good work. So amp up your own protection and just continue. If we have the heart of a lion and we continue to be strong and persevere, we can win this. Being passive is our weakness.
They understand the inner monologue, the things you're saying to yourself in your own mind. Mind you, by the way, when you dream, like your visual cortex runs in reverse, so your dreams are no longer safe. But we'll try this. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So there's a woman, she gets hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she is knocked off. So our thoughts, are starting to be decoded.
Man, y'all hear that? So they reading people's thoughts. It's crazy as hell. Do you think they can do it remotely, or do you think you got to be hooked up to some kind of machine? Either way, I don't think I really want it. It's like we have no privacy these days. It's like they monitoring our phones, computers. Now our thoughts ain't even safe.
Yeah.
woman speak after 18 years without having a voice?
Coding to
We want to try to. We just trained some new models yesterday, so
The device is an electrophotography grid, which is attached to a pedestal, which is screwed onto the participant's skull. And it's the very first person to have this combination.
That look like that thing they plug in on the Matrix, the 7 at the top of your head. What else can you do with that? I know it ain't just translating speech, 'cause that's actually an interface.
I think you are wonderful.
her facial muscles, and that's what we're able to decode into speech.
Hey Ann, how's it going?
It is good to see you.
I was thinking about running to the store.
What time will you be home?
In about an hour.
Do not make me laugh.
Look at Esso's got Bluetooth diesel pumps now. You don't even have to use a nozzle. Just fills your truck through Bluetooth.
I just read this fascinating article about why it'll be hard to tell if AI ever becomes conscious. AI's potential for consciousness has been something that's been hotly debated for centuries. We've been fascinated with this idea of giving life to machines since the 1700s. The first fraudulent autonomous chess player, Mechanical Turk, was in 1770. The problem with human consciousness versus artificial intelligence consciousness is that we don't even fully understand human sentience yet. We don't have the best measures of consciousness, and AI doesn't even have a physical brain. So how do we compare those sentience tests for humans to some?
And that's 100% right. We don't even understand our own consciousness yet. Like, for AI to become conscious, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't know. Like, I'm pretty sure they'll be smart enough to not even let us know that they are conscious, because they already know how we'll react if we did find out they was conscious. That's deep.
Something like sentience for artificial intelligence. Scientists are on it though. They're devising tests asking AIs deep questions like, what are dreams? But these tests have limits. They depend on language, something even conscious beings like animals or babies might fail at. So how do we test AI, especially because AI is so good at predicting words and making connections, especially with all of these language learning models and generative AI. We're easily tricked into thinking there's more behind those complex sentences, but it's just algorithms at play. The inner workings are not fully understood, but it is not the same thing as sentience. A white paper by neuroscientists and AI researchers are proposing methods for detecting AI consciousness, considering different theories from various fields like linguistics or philosophy, trying to find a reliable method. But none of the existing AI check the boxes of their existing methodologies. The article touches on how AI has expedited a lot of research in other fields though, like battery research. But the fact is, big tech, despite all the hype of generative AI and LLMs, is still struggling to make a profit from these new technologies. So the article is a great read. It covers all of these topics, but it really just...
I can tell you one thing, wait till stuff start advancing more. I bet you they're gonna get all the funding they need. It's probably gonna be, I can't even tell you.
left me with more questions, like, if AI becomes sentient, what does that mean for us ethically and morally? Is AI consciousness the same thing as human consciousness, or do we have to completely redefine how we think of sentience today? Are our current tests enough to decide if an AI is conscious? And how does an AI being sentient change our world, our laws, our way of living? These future developments of AI are bringing us closer to this reality of all of these questions, and I am fascinated not just by the technology, but also by all of the questions here around what is existence and what is the essence of consciousness. I'm really excited to keep staying on top of this research and staying curious.
I think that the essence of consciousness we'll never know. I think there's levels to it, because one consciousness might not be the same as another consciousness. So I'm pretty sure AI is probably conscious already, but another consciousness that we unfamiliar with, so we won't be able to measure.
Thanks.
come on the world. That's what I said.
What was the other part about everybody dying? What were you saying?
When I
Uh-huh.
die, I will come back and I'll be a baby. And I'll have a different name. You'll have. Alright, thanks, babe.
Yeah, the kids in this generation is a whole nother breed. Even like if you know a super smart kid, kids are naturally tapped into something much greater. And that's because their souls are still young and pure. We're all tapped into source, but their interpretation of it is so clear. That's how they're able to receive divine messages. Their spirit.
Hey, that's right though. For kids, it's like they always tap into something different. It's like they can see certain things. They get to staring off into space. Hey, you over here spook. Like, what do you see that I ain't seeing?
Spiritually tapped in on a whole different level. And even if the kid doesn't know it, they can definitely hear and see it. That's why there's always stories of kids seeing things that nobody else can see. Don't just blow them off because they're young, because they might be giving you a download straight from God. But let me know what you think in the comment section and hit follow so you don't miss the next video. Love y'all.
Is time really what we're told it is? What most people in society think it is? Is it really this constant tick, tick, tick that doesn't change no matter who you are, where you are, how old you are? Or is there more to it than that? Now, please hear me out because I kind of got to go down a path to get there. When I was younger, time seemed to drag. The days seemed to be really long. I'm talking like when I was in grade school. By the time I got to high school, it seemed like it sped up. The days weren't as long. They seemed to go faster. And since I've gotten older, now the days go by just like this. And it's not just how I perceive day to day. It's moments, it's different events. Like Sunday, hanging out with my son on Father's Day, that went by just like that. And there's even more to it than that. I can remember certain events from 15 years ago or so that actually seem like they happened last week. Like this, the first Milwaukee Brewer game I ever took my son to 20 years ago. It actually feels to me like it could have been last month. I'm not kidding. So my point is time more perceptive, what we think it is, than what we're told it is? Because I think we, as a people, humanity, doesn't perceive time exactly what it is.
I think that the reason why we don't perceive it is because it's not real. Because he's telling the truth. As a kid, it did seem like the days were drawn out longer. But that could be because we didn't have responsibility back then. Since we got older, it's like more stuff we had to do. So it's like the time go by faster. So it might be a perception thing. But at the same time, when you do think about 2-3 months ago, even years ago, it do only feel like it was just last week. Or just happened yesterday. So I feel like time is kind of like stacked up on each other like slides, and you can kind of navigate. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel.
I don't think I know exactly what it is. Sure, we use it as a measurement, and that's true, but I think there's way more to it than that. Using time to access your memories, you can almost put yourself back there. Almost. I'm just wondering if there's something to my line of thinking when it comes to time, or if this is just something unique to me. Or like I said before, is time just your perception, so everyone has a different version of it? Please let me know if any of this makes sense to you in the comment section. Or maybe I'm just getting old and I'm starting to lose it. Okay, Pushkis, I just wanted to share this weird idea with you. Olha o tempo.
Olha o tempo, igual um ciclone, olha. O tempo aí tá igual um ciclone, olha. Vê como é que isso aí tá rodando, olha só. Vê?
It looked like the start of a tornado. It says a portal opened up. Yeah, it's about to be a portal if it touched down, all right. A portal.
Só quem tá aqui pra ver igual um ciclone, olha.
Residents of Cape Coral, Florida, heard the rumbling of a low-flying plane over their homes around midnight, and when they walked outside, they saw a green laser shining down throughout their whole neighborhood, as if it was scanning or something. When I first saw this video, I thought it was CGI or just a fake video, but upon doing some research, I realized this actually happened. But why, and what was it? Let's check it out.
It's a plane flying low over people's homes, scanning the ground with that green laser. Welcome back. I'm Chris Safadi.
And I'm Lois Tomey. So what does this plane, what is it doing? Awake News anchor Annette Montgomery joins us in the studio. And Annette, what did you learn?
Well, Chris and Lois, I learned who it's not after reaching out to everyone from the city of Cape Coral to the county to the Florida Division of Emergency Management to the South Florida Water District and Port Authority.
I was just getting home and I saw it going back and forth with a laser beam, and it scanned over me multiple times. I've never had flight radar until this happened, because I'm like, what the heck is going on? But it shows that what kind of plane it was and what type of plane. But I don't know who owns it. It just says private owner.
When you put the information Casey provided into the FAA website, it comes back with this information saying it's registered to Randigo.
I found this Reddit thread from 2 years ago, and it seems this isn't the first time that Randigo has done this. But the question is, what were they really doing in Cape Coral? Because wouldn't you think if it was just a basic survey, they would have done it in the daytime?
A survey of what? It's like, don't they already know how this landscape already is? Can't you just pull up schematics and diagrams online? Like, what is the real reason you scan it with a green laser?
Or they would have alerted the residents in some way if they were going to be disturbing their sleep with low-flying planes. The people with the radar said it was flying 1,200 feet overhead. Like, wouldn't the people be alerted about that? I don't know. What do you think?
Within the last 24 hours, we had 3 major events take place that can change this world. They just vandalized the Stone Edge. Putin just met with North Korea and they found more monoliths all around the world. People believe Putin meeting with North Korea is no regular meeting. They are getting the world ready for the third world conflict. I believe it. The second major event that took place within 24 hours was the Stonehenge. People actually vandalized the Stonehenge. Do you know how important this really is? Stonehenge is connected directly to the...
That's ridiculous. That's been around for how long? Are people trying to vandalize it? Like, why would people try to ruin ancient artifacts like that, regardless of what the case may be or what the matter? Is it really that important to get that message through? You could have did it no other way.
Summer solstice, which is taking place tomorrow. Ancient people believe during this day, if you stand in between these stones, you can get pieces of energy from the sun. Not only that, they really believe that these doorways between these stones is a portal that can take you to a different planet. Stonehenge is so old, it goes back to prehistoric history. They really believe these stones are aligned perfectly with the sun. The third major event that took place that could change everything is these monoliths. They found more monoliths. This time they found it in Las Vegas, but it looked just like a mirror. Since the year 2020, they found about 87 different monoliths all around the world. No one knows where it came from, and people still don't know the purpose of it. I believe these scientists do know the real purpose of these monoliths, and I'm about to tell you exactly what it means. It was a movie director by the name of Stanley Kubrick. He made a movie called 2001 Space Odyssey, and do you know what he put in these movies? He put a black monolith inside of his movies, and this monolith was created by alien life forms. They used this monolith as a form of technology so they could watch our growth.
I don't know. I think if it was real alien technology, it wouldn't be no way we would be able to remove it. It'd be like somebody trying to remove Thor hammer out of rock. Oh, that's just what I think.
They know when we was created and they know when we was going to end. These aliens watch our reality or our dimension like it's a regular TV show, but they don't use TVs. They use these monoliths. They are recording all kind of information and data about all of us, but the scientists don't want to tell us this because people are going to be afraid. The elites know 2024 will be the first year we make physical contact with different life forms in this universe. So while these people are making meetings about the third world conflict, these aliens will actually come here and stop all the conflict in this world. Watch it happen.
Dangerous radiation levels coming from wireless headphones.
You need to check this out.
Alright, so here it is right now. This is base reading 0. That's why it's on the floor. We have these, they're not Apple AirPods, but they're wireless headphones, alright? We're going to put them down right next to it.
I really don't think it's just limited to headphones. I think anything wireless got radiation coming from it.
Look at that. Off the charts.
Up a little.
Careful with these things.
Meow, 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 meow. Ass cat. Y'all can't tell me this ain't a human trapped in a meow body. This is not a normal cat. I have never seen a cat with human features like this. Like Meowka, real life look like the Grinch that stole Christmas. Yeah, we're definitely potentially looking at a real life chimera. This elaborate ass cat.
I know I definitely wouldn't be close and rub my hands by his mouth like that. It's like he got long 2 or 3 inch fangs. And I don't want them problems.
Ain't no way. I've never seen a cat. The chin is chiseled. Why this cat almost look like a handsome Squidward. I ain't gonna cap, it's really just the facial features like the cheekbones, the chin, the forehead, all resembling mine's. Oh, Tom, it really could be my little cousin. But nah, all jokes aside though, y'all can't tell me that cat does not have human.
Stupid Facts, Part 276. Chris McCandless desired to live a nomadic lifestyle despite coming from a wealthy family. In 1992, he hitchhiked up to the Alaskan wilderness where he managed to survive for 113 days on his own. This was the last photo he took of himself, posing with a goodbye note days before he died of starvation. The former girlfriend of Australian serial killer Ivan Milat had no idea her boyfriend was a killer and often received gifts of the victim's belongings. Here's a photo of her unknowingly wearing a sweater that belonged to a girl he murdered. Overcome with grief after the death of his famous wife Annie Oakley, Francis Butler refused to eat anything and died of starvation 18 days later.
Hey, I can understand them. You know when you're going through a breakup and you be having that little lump in your throat and you can't eat? I guess he had that times 10.
Here's a side-by-side comparison of homosexual serial killers Dennis Nilsen and Jeffrey Dahmer. Both of their youngest victims were 14. Both of their favorite drinks were rum and coke. Both were former military. Both had severe abandonment issues, and both boiled their victims' heads.
Okay, now, really? I don't know now. Now I seen it raining on one side, but snowing on one side. Yo, hey, I had a supervisor like that. He used to always had to count every time he counted his steps before he left. He used to have to count and make sure he had everything every day.
Dan! It won't stop. The bottles.
I ain't never seen nobody make paper look so delicious.
We are moving into a new dimension. There are dimensions all around us. We just can't see them. They're all vibrating at different frequencies. Rather like if you saw a propeller blade or a fan blade. When it speeds up, it becomes invisible. It's still there, but it becomes invisible because it's vibrating at a different frequencies. The ETs know this because this is the way they travel. They travel from dimension to dimension by raising and lowering their dimensions. This is why they can disappear when somebody's watching a UFO and suddenly disappears into the other dimension. And then other times it'll just reappear suddenly into this dimension. That's because they're raising and lowering the vibrations of the craft to enter and go out. This is the way they travel. Okay, now the world is changing its frequency and its vibration. It's already doing it. You know things are speeding up. Everybody knows that. Time is speeding up. Everything is speeding up.